Hello and welcome to Affinity. Affinity Photo 2 introduced the Luminosity Range Mask, and it's been noted that it seemed pretty similar to the blend ranges or blend options. And so we're going to compare the two and say what's the difference and why might you use one or the other. So here we've got two layers. One layer at the top of the layer goes to black to white, and the layer underneath is black to white in the opposite direction. So now if I put a mask layer and luminosity range mask on the top layer there, so it acts as a child, then put a point in here, check the linear box and come down like this. I've snipped a layer off the bottom. So I'll turn off that layer and go to the top layer, go to the cogwheel here, blend options, bring this down here so I can see, and on the left hand layer make a point here and down here, so it's the same effect. So why do you need an extra layer in here when you could do it like this? And if that's all you want to do just on one layer, then that's fine. I would tend not to use a luminosity range mask, but the luminosity range mask adds extra things that you can do. So for example, if you want to save this, I can create a preset so I can recall it at any time in the future. I can also, because it's a separate layer, I can move it around and use it in other ways. I could also use it with the compound mask, so I got stacked multiple layers interacting in different ways to form a compound collected mask. So it's got more things I can do with it. Let's have another look here at the blend options here. I'll just put that one back for the moment, put another one on here, point on this side. So this got these two graphs which can be confusing, and that's another reason why people might want to use the luminosity range mask, because it's simpler to understand. And I think a number of people have looked at the blend options and didn't quite understand it, and so tend to avoid it. What we get here, when I put a step in here, is it's using the luminosity of the layer underneath here as the control. So the dark left to right becomes the control for changing the transparency of the top layer, like this. You can do this with luminosity mask because it's a bit trickier. So actually let's go in here and turn this one off, just reset that and get this snip down the side there. And the way to do that is I'm gonna just delete that one for now, just to keep it simple. But I just want to take a slice down the side of this one here. And I can take the bottom layer here, hit Control J to duplicate it, so I've got two layers. Then I'm going to put a luminosity mask on that layer, and then I'm just going to turn off the other layers here so you can see what's happening, and make sure document transparent background's on so it appears as a checkerboard. Now when I click on here and with the linear on, there we go, it's poked a hole through this one here, through the same copy as the original one here. And now if I put these on up here and drag this one up to be a mask on the one above, now we've got that same effect. I've used the luminosity mask on the bottom layer and then drop that into the masking position, and when you use a pixel layer in the masking position, the transparent options make it appear like a mask, as we've done here. So it can be done, but it's more awkward. So if you want to do that kind of thing, then of course you'd use the blend ranges. Let's do something else again, and we'll just take off the bottom layer so we've just got this one here. And now what we can do is we put on something like a recolor, and we can do the blend ranges for this. So again, we'll just bring things down like this. And now if I go to the left hand layer there I can take a slice off the bottom there. So this is 25% and this is 25% here with blend ranges. And if I do the same on the other side, now it takes off more. And that's because it's using the luminosity of the red. So that when I move this round, depending upon the colour, that 25% point varies. So what if I can do something like this? Let's make sure that's reset. With a luminosity mask. And the simplest thing to do is just to apply a luminosity mask to the recolor. So I go Luminosity Range Mask and I drag that onto the icon for the recolor and then bring that up, click on that point there and make sure it's linear. There we go. And now I've got the same effect happening down the bottom. So I can copy the effect of the right graph in blend ranges, but I just can't do the effect using the left graph. So if you want to use that left graph thing here on the recolor there, bring that up just so you can see it. So on this graph I can copy it using a luminosity range mask. This mask I cannot have that same effect. Anyway, that's it. That's a bit of a comparison. Overall, there are some things that blend options can do that you cannot do with a luminosity range mask. There are some things it can do which are rather more awkward to do with a luminosity range mask. And the luminosity range mask you can save in presets, and it's just more flexible in dragging it around and creating compound masks. So there's a bit of an overlap. Sometimes it's simpler to do one and sometimes it's simpler to do the other. That's it, and thank you very much for watching.